Hi everyone, and welcome to Seirim Cybersecurity Daily Report. Today we're going to cover two pretty interesting news. Let's dive in. The first one is about self-replicating worm that hits over 180 software packages. And the second one is about a hacking group called UNC 1549 that hacks 34 devices in 11 telecom firms via LinkedIn jobs. Can you imagine that? We try to use LinkedIn all the time when we are looking for jobs, and now here you go. Hackers can find you via LinkedIn as well. Hi, Steven. So, how are you today? How was your weekend?
I'm doing great. It was all good. Thank you.
Today, we've got a major alert in the opening source world. A worm called Shai-Hulud has infected at least 187 JavaScript NPM packages, stealing developer credentials. And it's replicating itself every time those packages are installed. When a developer installs an infected NPM package, the worm looks for an NPM token in the environment. If it finds one, it hijacks it. Using that token, Shai-Hulud takes over up to the 20 most popular packages the compromised account has publishing rights for, injecting its malicious code and publishing new versions. It also uses tools like TruffleHawk to search for secrets like API keys, cloud credentials, and etc., and publishes stolen credentials to a public GitHub repo named Shai-Hulud. So that's why this replicated worm was called Shai-Hulud. The worm has hit a large number of packages. As I mentioned it earlier, it's about 187 confirmed injected packages. Among those affected are packages maintained by CrowdStrike. So it's roughly 25 of them, which were quickly removed after detection. The attack assumes targets are using Linux or macOS. It skips Windows. And while spread has slowed somewhat, new versions still appear from time to time. So, Stephen, what do you think? What do we learn from this attack?
There's a lot going on in this tech. One of the first things you got to look at is that this worm is looking for credentials on developers' machines and in their code bases. So it's using TruffleHawk. Every developer should not be leaving any credentials out in the clear or in their code, even on their machines. They have to assume with any data anywhere, not just on public repositories or on the servers, could be compromised, right? So that's where it first finds your credentials, and then it uses them onward from there. Other lessons to learn is that automated publishing requires caution, right? Allowing automated processes to publish package updates without human oversight can facilitate the spread of malicious code. So anytime code is going to be pushed, it should be done manually, and automated processes, if used, should be overseen closely. Organizations should be regularly auditing and monitoring the package repositories that they're using for unusual activities. So all this activity is scanning and grabbing packages in the background and publishing from them. If they're monitoring, they would see this and be able to stop it earlier on. Now, this attack, there's two attacks currently ongoing with this one, right? There's the Shai-Hulud, which is this one, and then there's the NX attack, and both of them are targeting the NPM packages, right? And they believe that one of them, the other one, the NX attack, occurred from a phishing attack on one of the main developers of that repository. He was alerted to some obscure security issue by someone, but that was a phishing attack and he fell for it. So he clicked on the link, and that's how the worm got implemented from the start. So even for developers, for all workers, you got to be cognizant of the phishing risks out there, right? So I think those are some of the lessons to learn from there.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. So we used to hear news about cyber attacks that affect average people, like average employees, but everyone is at risk, even developers. So we should keep an eye on it.
Yeah, they're high value targets. They're actually looking up. They're targeting them on purpose. For sure.
Yeah.
I think this attack did affect Windows too, actually. You mentioned it hit Linux and Mac, but it can also affect on Windows, I believe.
Great. So let's talk about the second news. So let's talk about a cyber espionage alert. A group known as UNC 1549 has successfully compromised 34 devices across 11 telecom firms by using fake recruitment schemes on LinkedIn. The attackers posed as HR personnel from legitimate companies and use LinkedIn to target employees, especially those in IT, development, and admin roles. Once they engaged the victim, they sent emails with fake interview invitations and malicious zip files disguised as legitimate domains like Telespazio or Safran. Opening the zip file triggers malware. The malware is a backdoor variant named Minibike. It uses DLL site loading to launch malicious DLLs that collect system info, logs, keystrokes, steal browser credentials, clipboard data, Outlook data, take screenshots, and etc. The Minibike malware hides its command and control traffic behind Azure cloud services and VPS proxies to avoid detection. It also includes anti-debugging, anti-sandbox features, and custom techniques to make reverse engineering harder. So I think this one is even more serious cyber attack. So what do you think?
Actually, the impact of the other one is just as serious or more serious because it's hitting the whole world because that worm is replicating through everything. But the impact in this one, in this case,
Yes.
the targets were specifically chosen. This is real spear phishing here. They're chosen because of where they work.
Mhm.
They work in the telecoms in the West, and they have key roles there, right? They crafted these
Mhm.
attacks specifically for these individuals. They sought them out on LinkedIn, and they approached them with job offers. They got a dialogue going with them on LinkedIn.
Mhm.
And then they offer them a job. They send them the
Yeah.
information. They send them the PDF. They send them the link to click. Okay, let's set up a meeting. This is a classic case in phishing we all got to watch out for. The hacker will send a link to like, okay, let's organize the calendar event. Just click on this link and we'll sync our calendars, or you can sign up in this program to do it. And then when they did that, that's when they get the zip file and the hack, right? And then from there,
Yes.
it's typical hacking. It's the DEL side loading. So that's terrible because it's so insidious and the average user wouldn't notice it. It's so in the background.
Mhm.
But just the upfront phishing attack method was highly targeted and thorough and well crafted to specifically, attract and entice these people. But it was quite insidious in that way. So the lesson here is
Mhm.
everybody who could be a potential target has to be more vigilant against social engineering, especially out in the wild on social media. So anyone contacting you anywhere really by your email or by social media like LinkedIn, you got to be skeptical of them. Do not click on what they send you. Do not download what they send you. If you're going to do anything with someone that you don't know, you've got to initiate it from your side. So they want to set up a meeting, then you create the meeting link, right? You send them a meeting link. You don't receive whatever they're sending to you. All right. Now,
Mhm.
at an organizational level as well, there's a lot more that can be done. Some EDR, some endpoint detection and response solutions observe and prevent DLL loading behaviors and unauthorized executable launches. So a good software solution could help with that, as well as network solutions that can analyze and notice the outbound C2 command and control traffic, right? So the hack here was contacting the C2 through some uncommon ports and protocols. So those could have been observed and nipped in the bud a little earlier. And then just staying informed with better threat intelligence could have alerted these companies a little earlier to this possibility. So a lot to be learned from that. You got your old anti-phishing, which is always important, and better network and endpoint protocols at the company level could help.
So, if you want to stay ahead of cyber attacks and be smarter than hackers, stay with us. Stay with Seirim, Cybersecurity Daily Report. And that's all for today. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.